Hello, once again. Welcome back to Burnt Brownies, where we talk about all things anime to satisfy your anime cravings because anime is life. We all know that anime has surged in popularity in the West, and this trend is evident when you examine the recent lineup of live-action anime adaptations. Beyond high-profile adaptations like Netflix's renditions of One Piece, Cowboy Bebop, and Death Note, anime has profoundly shaped Hollywood storytelling both in live-action and animated formats. This impact transcends the genre's recent surge in mainstream popularity and traces its roots back over multiple decades. In short, Hollywood has been creatively invigorated by anime's innovative storytelling and visual techniques for an extended period. Let's dive into the world of films that have drawn inspirations from anime. Our first film is Inception, which some argue bears a striking resemblance to Satoshi Kon's final film, Paprika. In Inception, the storyline revolves around the actions of a thief and his team, who specialize in entering and manipulating people's dreams to steal their secrets, a concept notably similar to Paprika, where a psychiatrist employs a new dream-entering technology to enter the dreams of her psychiatric patients. Beyond the sheer premise of the plot devices, both films explore the misuse of dream-entering technology for illicit purposes, incorporate references to Greek mythology, and feature visually stunning scenes that challenge the boundaries of reality and physics, particularly within cityscapes. Notably, several scenes in Inception appear to be directly borrowed from Paprika, an observation swiftly made by discerning anime enthusiasts upon the film's release. Christopher Nolan, the director of Inception, has not officially addressed whether he drew inspiration from or paid tribute to Paprika. However, undeniable similarities, including certain scenes that appear to be direct replicas, have prompted discussions among fans. Even before anime became a widely recognized term, Japanese cinema had a profound influence on the iconic George Lucas. Notably, anime played a significant role in shaping the Star Wars Clone Wars 2D animated series. While the series maintains a faithful art direction to the Star Wars universe, it also draws inspiration from anime classics like Akira and Neon Genesis Evangelion. One of the striking resemblances in the action sequences, which adopt the familiar anime style categorized by quick cuts and minimal animated shots. This approach prioritizes visual storytelling over relying on cliched dialogue, making it an added highlight of the series. Next on our list, we have another instance where Hollywood seemed to draw a bit too much inspiration from an anime classic, Perfect Blue. This anime film by Satoshi Kon appeared to serve as a significant source of inspiration for the movie Black Swan, directed by Darren Aronofsky. In Black Swan, the narrative follows Nina Sayers, a ballerina striving for a role in Swan Lake, who begins to grapple with a deteriorating grip on reality amid death and hallucinations. The storyline bears a noticeable resemblance to Perfect Blue, which preceded Black Swan by 13 years. In Perfect Blue, the story revolves around Mima, a former Japanese idol who transitions to an acting career and, like Nina, loses her hold on reality in the face of death and hallucinations. While there are distinctions in the finer details, the overarching theme of performers spiraling under the weight of career pressure is evident in both films. Additionally, there are visual similarities between certain scenes, with the protagonist often confronted by dark reflections of themselves, serving as a prime example. These similarities make it hard to deny that Black Swan borrowed heavily from the notes of Perfect Blue. Next on our list is a film that not only inspired Hollywood but also received its own live-action adaptation, Ghost in the Shell. While the live-action version of the anime film garnered mixed reviews, the film that borrowed heavily from it, The Matrix, was much more warmly received by audiences. Among the many examples of movies drawing from anime, this one stands out as one of the most renowned, largely due to the striking visual parallels between The Matrix and Ghost in the Shell. From the opening sequences to the protagonist's awakenings and the various action sequences and chase scenes, there are numerous similarities that can be drawn between the two films. One of the most noteworthy resemblances lies in the pivotal moment when Neo awakens in the real world, a scene that bears a striking resemblance to Major Motoko Kusanagi's awakening in Ghost in the Shell. Over the Garden Wall is a delightful miniseries that draws inspiration from various classic tales including Grimm's Fairy Tales and The Wizard of Oz. However, it's worth noting that anime also plays a significant role in shaping the miniseries, particularly in the terms of its eccentric characters and otherworldly atmosphere. The show's unique blend of creepy and funny moments, always wrapped in a distinct aura, harkens back to the style found by Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Much like Miyazaki's masterpiece, Over the Garden Wall manages to feel simultaneously fresh and timeless. It's a relatively recent addition to popular culture, yet its storytelling has a timeless quality that ensures it will linger in our hearts and minds for years to come.
Now,
The next Disney film we are about to discuss is often considered one of the company's most underrated animated films. While we appreciate its unique design, such as the designs by Mike Mignola, it's hard to deny that the film heavily draws inspiration from an anime titled Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. We're referring to Atlantis, The Lost Empire. In both Atlantis and Nadia, you'll find common elements like a formidable princess of Atlantis, an intellectual scholar who falls for her, a mystical crystal intertwined with the power of an underwater realm, and a motif inspired by Jules Verne's works. These are just a few similarities between the two tales, illustrating the extent to which Atlantis borrowed from Nadia. What makes this even more intriguing is that Nadia itself is said to be influenced by Hayao Miyazaki's Castle in the Sky, another anime film with numerous elements akin to Nadia. It's worth noting that Miyazaki initially contributed to the concept of Nadia before deciding to develop his own ideas into Castle in the Sky. Therefore, the Disney film Atlantis, The Lost Empire, indirectly inherited concepts from both Nadia and Castle in the Sky, illustrating how Disney drew inspiration from these two anime stories. The next film we're discussing is undoubtedly a heartfelt tribute to the world of mecha anime, Pacific Rim. Rather than being a blatant copy of an anime, this movie is a series of loving homages to the entire mecha genre. It's clear that in paying these tributes, the film incorporates several concepts and visuals directly inspired by anime. Pacific Rim draws influences from various mecha anime, but one stands out prominently: Neon Genesis Evangelion. The influence of Evangelion can be observed in the mental and physical toll that the mecha pilots endure while operating their robots, the tragic backstories of the characters, and numerous scenes throughout the film. It's important to note that these similarities are more about paying homage rather than outright imitation. Guillermo del Toro, the director of Pacific Rim, is a passionate anime enthusiast who is openly letting his influences shine through in his work. The film, aside from these anime nods, maintains a level of originality that sets it apart in the mecha genre. The next mainstream anime that found itself serving as inspiration for a film is Elfen Lied. It appears to have been significantly borrowed from by a movie called Lucy. Lucy narrates the story of its titular character, a woman whose latent potential is unlocked, granting her incredible superpowers. She employs these newfound abilities to take down the organization responsible for experimenting on her. Strikingly, this plot bears a strong resemblance to Elfen Lied, which also centers around a woman named Lucy with extraordinary powers. She too uses these powers to seek retribution against the organization that subjected her to experiments. The parallels are quite apparent. While the two Lucys possess slightly different sets of superpowers, one with invisible superpowered arms and the other with a range of mental-based abilities, both fall within the broader category of psychic abilities. These similarities raise the suggestion that Lucy may have drawn inspiration from Elfen Lied. Even if it isn't the case, it's worth noting that another American work, Stranger Things, openly acknowledges its debt to Elfen Lied. The Duffer Brothers, creators of Stranger Things, have stated that the series was greatly influenced by anime, further exemplifying how American filmmakers have drawn inspiration from the world of anime. That wraps up today's video. If you'd like to see more content exploring anime's influence on Hollywood films and animations, or even uncover some anime ripoffs, let us know in the comments below. We're eager to guide you through more of this fascinating landscape. And as always, remember, anime is life. Stay burnt, brownies.